Hey everyone, Happy New Year. This is Trader Tim from EminiMind, helping you improve your trading each week. And today I'm going to share some of my hacks to get ahead in the new year. So, if we first start on the ES and just kind of do a little bit of recap of where we've come from, going all the way back to last year, March, the lows of the COVID pullback here pretty much been a straight up trajectory if we look at a weekly chart all year long. So every pullback was buyable, very strong uptrend. If we drill down to a daily chart and just look at the last couple of weeks, we've kind of double bottomed off of the 50%, and then since shot up like a rocket and are still working our way towards this 48.52 as the negative 23% target. We did have a gap up at lows back here on the 21st. Anytime we have a gap up at lows, that's buyable. Anytime we have a gap down at highs, that's sellable, or you may want to be thinking about taking profits as you approach a negative 23% target. So if we come up here into the new year and have a couple of big up days, and then we start to gap up near highs or into all-time highs, I'd be watching for some signs of selling, and or profit taking. And as we head into the new year, a lot of the times there is a sell-off after the first of the year. So it would be fine if we were to pull back at this point. Just drawing the next 50% retracement even gives us, 46, 44. So we have a lot of wiggle room. Is I guess the point here. We've had a strong run up, and so any pullback is not necessarily a bad thing. A couple of things that I like to do this time of the year. I'll link to a blog post below in the description that has a lot of kind of goal setting and different questions that I like to ask myself towards the end of each year as I reflect back on the trading that I've done and just the year in general. So you can go through those exercises, and some are long-term objectives and goals, and some are more shorter-term objectives for the next year. But I think the most important thing you can do going into the new year is to take action. And you might set some big lofty goals. They might be 1 year out, 5 years out, even 10 years out, a big lofty goal that you want to achieve. But it's super important to drill down and almost work backwards. So if you put at the top of your page, if you're going to open a Word document here and put your big goal at the top of the page. And you need to work backwards. Okay, what are the things I need to achieve that goal? So if it's an athletic goal, you want to go to the Olympics, you want to win a gold medal, you have to work backwards from, okay, if I want to win the gold medal, okay, I have to compete in the Olympics. Okay, if I want to compete in the Olympics, then I have to be selected for the Olympics. Okay, what's the criteria for the Olympics? Okay, what events or races do I need to participate in and do well at to be selected for the Olympics? And backwards and backwards and backwards until you get to the super small detail of, okay, today I need to wake up, I need to go for a run. Today I need to wake up, I need to get through my injury. And so the same athletic goals can be applied, or goal setting practices can be applied to our trading. You want to be able to make $10,000 a month. Okay, well, first I need to be able to, before that, I need to be trading 10 ES contracts. Okay, before that, I need to be able to trade 4 ES contracts and 2 ES contracts. And okay, if I want to be able to trade 4 contracts, I have to be able to have a $20,000 trading account. Okay, in order to do that, I need to just back. Okay, the first thing that I need to do is be clear and concise with what strategy am I using to day trade for the next year. And then you can start to kind of work your way up the list towards that goal. So sometimes it can be real daunting. You got this big goal, and it's like, well, where do I even start? But it's all those little habits and daily decisions that you make every single day that, in and of themselves, don't seem to be that impactful, but when you add them all together, they are super impactful. So taking action is the best thing you can do for next year. And you might not always make the best decision or the right decision, but if you make a decision and take action and take a step, you might veer a little bit to the left, and you can correct yourself and step a little bit to the right. But at least you're stepping forward in the general direction. So I would really encourage you to, go ahead and make those lofty goals and have that, long-term vision, but then really take a step back and focus on, okay, what can I do today to bring myself closer to those goals, and what action can I take today, and then take that action. Meditation is really a good daily practice, or yoga, or going for walks, just kind of clearing your mind, even if it's just a couple of minutes each day, is a really good way to help that mental state as you come into your trading every single day. And then, this time of year is a really good time to take a little off-season break. So to be honest, I haven't even looked at my charts here until today. Pretty much from the few days before Christmas last week until today, I really was not plugged in at all into the markets, and I wasn't trading, wasn't even checking in really. So having a break like that, tying back to the athlete model of not just giving yourself a physical break, but giving yourself that mental break, is super healthy. And as you structure your year, having those planned breaks are nice things to be able to look forward to, so that you're not just sort of trudging along and you have this, okay, I need to trade every single day until December 31st of next year. Well, if you have these planned breaks in between, you can go really hard and focused for almost like shorter midterm goals, or sprints, if you will. And then maybe once a quarter, you take a long weekend or you take a break, and you can kind of reset. And it's just something to be able to look forward to and push yourself along. A little bit more tangible hack that I thought was really neat with Thinkorswim. So a few weeks back we were talking about, when you look at a chart, it's helpful to be able to look at it upside down to determine if the trade you want to take right side up is the opposite if it's upside down. So if you're saying, okay, S&P looks like it's got a nice bull flag at this point. That looks like a nice buy on a pullback. Well, if you look at the chart upside down, it should signal a sell. And it's kind of difficult to turn your monitors upside down, but another trader passed this little tip along to me in Thinkorswim. If you put a minus sign in front of your ticker symbol, boom, chart's upside down. I thought that was super neat. And so you can take any chart and just throw a minus sign in front of it, and now we have the SPY chart upside down. And so if I look at this chart, I can say, okay, well, now we're in a bear flag. That looks like a good short. And that sort of validates the long that I'd be interested in this example in taking. If you are looking at a trade and you say, yeah, that looks like a good long, and then you put in the minus sign and you look at it upside down and you say, that looks like a good long. Okay, now something is off, and you probably don't want to be going long when the chart is right side up. It's also helpful, if you're looking at the VIX and we're looking at things in inverse. You could throw in the minus sign, and then boom, you got the VIX upside down, which is a little bit more right side up in some ways. So I thought that was a cool little hack, and I don't know if other platforms do it, but with Thinkorswim, it's kind of built in. So as we kind of wrap up the year, the last thought I wanted to leave you with is something we've been talking about in the live trading sessions towards the end of the sessions, and that's asking yourself what has worked, what didn't work, and then what can I experiment with? And this can be something that you do, at the end of the day, what worked and what didn't work, or more realistically, the end of the week, what has worked and what has not worked. But then adding that third question in there, what can I experiment with? And what things might I want to, challenge myself, or am I curious about? And those are things that might turn into something that might not, but they can help, continue your education without necessarily throwing you off course, because you're asking yourself, okay, here's my goal, and these are the steps that I need to get there. Every day I'm taking action. Okay, I'll get to the end of the week. Well, what worked this week and what didn't work? Well, these things worked, these things didn't work. Okay, I need to stop doing those things that weren't working, and let's focus more on things that are working, and then you're moving forward. And then you ask yourself, okay, well, what things can I experiment with? Were there things that you noticed throughout the day that, there might be something to that? And that curiosity also helps keep the motivation and excitement alive. So those are three good questions you kind of ask yourself at the end of the week, and you can either journal them or write them down, or just kind of keep tabs on, okay, what's working and what's not working, so that you can go back and make sure that, okay, I'm continuing to do more of what's working and less of what's not. So I hope everyone has a great New Year's, and we will talk to you all again on Tuesday in our first live trading session of the new year. So thanks, everyone. Happy New Year. We'll talk to you all soon.